Hi class, and welcome to the Where I'm From template, a little video audio clip that I told you that I would give to you yesterday, and yet here it's Thursday, so here we go. First of all, before you begin, I hope that you have gone through and watched at least one of the country songs about back where I come from, and I hope you have watched the video Where I'm From by George Ella Lyons. These poems are all about where we're from, and I'm asking you to create your own. To begin, this template, it's all about you. So where it says template at the top, the first thing you can do is erase that word. You don't need it anymore. Poet's name, that's you. You will type in your name. I will do this as me. Now, these are things from your past. So think about when you were younger. Think about things that you did, things that you played with, games, all of those things. And when I say younger, I'm talking about maybe early elementary. So when I was younger, I would say that I am from, and it says specific ordinary item. Okay, well, one of the things that I think about is playing games. So I am from, and notice I deleted it, hide and seek, oops, in the dark. We used to play hide and seek in the dark. This one says from a product name. Well, that just means the name of something specific. I played with Barbie, so I would put Barbies. And notice I capitalized it. And it says and another. So I'm just going to throw something else in there that represents me as a child. And I'm going to put down vinyl records. I loved playing vinyl records. The next one says, I am from the blank. It says home description, adjective, adjective, sensory detail. Look, here it is already. I am from the 1900s old farmhouse with a steep staircase leading upstairs and the ghost of an old Indian haunting the basement, which was meant to scare Aunt Mary. These are descriptions of one of the houses that I grew up in. Line number 3 of your poem is I am from the blank, the blank. And these lines are plant, flower, natural item. So one of the plants, flowers, or natural items I grew up with was the weeping willow tree, comma. And then the other one, I'm going to put some item in nature. I am going to erase my lines, and I am going to put sunsets off the lake. All right? So on to number 4, line number 4. I am from blank family tradition and blank family trait, from blank name of a family member and blank another family name and another family name. A family tradition is something that you do at the same time every year over and over. Think Thanksgiving traditions you may have, or Christmas or birthdays. Family traits have to do with things that are specific about you and your family, like physical traits. What color eyes do you have? What color hair do you have? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert my answer to this one right now. I am from opening one present on Christmas Eve and wearing glasses and braces, from the Mussers and the Roses and Aunt Ruthie, my pen pal. The next line says, I am from the blank and blank. And in the parentheses, it says a description of a family tendency. A tendency is something a member of your family tends to do, and maybe you do it too. So my tendencies, or my family's tendencies, I am from talking to someone who is in the other room and hugs and kisses when we go visiting. The next line is from blank, something you were told as a child, and blank, another thing you were told as a child. What was I told as a child? From you better stop that or your face will freeze, like that. And tattletale, tattletale. Next line, I am from blank, representation of religion or lack of it. So this is if you go to church and if you are religious, you can write something in there. If you're not, then you can write something about something else. So for example, maybe you are a child of pop culture and watching movies or Disney or things like that. I'm going to go grab mine. So I put I am from riding to confirmation class with Jim before he had a license to drive. Yeah, my brother used to drive me to confirmation class without my parents really knowing about it. But that's all said and done. Next line, I am from blank, place of birth and family ancestry, and blank two food items representing your family. So I am from, believe it or not, Lincoln Park, Michigan. I was born in Lynn Hospital. That was the old hospital, I believe, on Outer Drive. My family ancestry is Prussian. That was back before Russia and Prussia formed together. Two food items that represent my family. I'm going to put down sauerkraut and apricot souffle pie, because that was something my grandmother always made. So the next line says, from the blank, a specific family story about a specific person in detail to another detail, and then another detail about a family member. And then the last line is, I am from blank, a location of family pictures, mementos, archives, and several more lines indicating their worth. Right, I put from the beautician, my mom, and the computer engineer, my dad, from the homemaker, my grandma, and the World War II torpedo man, my grandfather, from respecting the animals in the basement and sleeping at the top of the stairs. The last line I put, I am from boxes of old photos yellowed with age and an old steamer trunk in Grandma's attic. There I would slowly turn the pages of Grandpa's war scrapbook with photos of women who weren't my grandmother. And technically your poem is done. However, I didn't want to leave this poem to be just about me looking at pictures of my grandfathers. I wanted it to come back to me. So I added, I am a child of the 70s who loved watching the Partridge Family and playing 45s on my record player, and a teenager of the 80s. Oops, fix that. Who loved hair metal and driving in the country. Okay, and that's a little bit about me. You'll notice I'm not worried about if it's all fancy. We are going to do one more thing with this starting next week. I just want you to play with the language. I want you to play with who you are. And so I look forward to seeing all the things that you add to this poem. If you have any questions, as always, send me a private message on the Google Classroom assignment. Have a great day.